a meter wide. In general, this thing is very cumbersome and was very poorly thought out. You can only stand on it while trying your best not to fall down. Known designer and kiteboarder Don Montague, together with his team Kai Concepts, decided to connect a motorized surfboard and hydrofoil. The result was a device that the creators called Jetfoiler. A noiseless electric motor accelerates the board, and then the submarine wings enter, which allows the rider to literally fly over the surface of the water. Surfing in this way is very simple and everyone can handle it. You control the speed of your board with a remote control. The creator explains that as soon as the board is gaining sufficient speed, the rider leans back and the board rises from the water. A young team from Switzerland has developed an electric stair-climbing wheelchair, Siwu, which is capable of climbing the stairs, and in addition to the two wheels has two mechanisms with rubber caterpillar tracks. In normal situations, the rider uses only the wheels, and the tracks are under the hull. But when it is necessary, they take on the user's movement and are able to lift the chair along the stairs, and it is easy to move around on the ice or gravel. In addition, the chair itself rises higher. The compact size allows you to adjust the seat to pass through any door and easily maneuver in the room. The user can control the chair either by using a joystick or by transferring body weight. This is a very cool real device with a functional use and of great importance for an individual suffering from a particular ailment. It is simply irreplaceable. Solo Wheel Iota, a hybrid of the usual gyroscope with a mono wheel. The project was launched on Kickstarter. The price of the device starts at $445. The first buyers received their orders in late 2017. The device can reach speeds of up to 16 kilometers per hour, and on a full battery, it can go almost 13 kilometers. It is so little in size and super lightweight that this device can be extremely useful in the city. The device has an inflatable wheel with a diameter of just 8 inches. With a weight of only 3.5 kilograms, it allows you to easily take it with you on a subway, thereby leaving you with a good means of transportation to the metro and back. In general, this device seems to be made especially for lazy people or for those always in a hurry. Japanese engineer Kuniako Saito recently developed a portable walk car. This is a personal transport that is placed in a backpack or bag. Simply put, it is a board with 4 wheels on which you can go at a speed of up to 12 kilometers per hour. Although Walk Car is light and small, nevertheless, it can withstand a rider weighing up to 120 kilograms and on one charge can travel up to 17 kilometers. It is the size of a laptop but looks more like a skateboard. Walk Car is made of aluminum and it weighs 2 to 3 kilograms, depending on the version. For home or street use, there are different models. This thing can be very useful, providing you with transportation without any effort. Wheel is a very original and unusual vehicle. Electric vehicles appear today almost everywhere, but they are more or less the same. University students in Australia decided to stand out from the general masses. Their invention consists of 2 large wheels, which are driven by an electric motor located under the seat. At the first test of the car, it was found out that in the course of movement, the seat is actively turning around the transverse axis too much. If a person wants to just play around a couple of times, the seat oscillations can be regarded as an interesting feature of the design. But with constant movement, the driver of this car is simply provided with chronic seasickness. Therefore, the author supplemented the construction with a stabilization system, but at the same time, tried to use the rotating seat as an extreme means of driving. It is also possible to completely turn off the stabilization system. Quandro 4 is a four-wheeled tourist scooter. The manufacturer claims that it is a novelty, thanks to the four wheels and the unique technology of the tilting suspension HTS, which has stability and safety in all conditions. The tilt system allows this novelty to bend and turns at an angle of up to 40 degrees. In the city, the driver does not need to be afraid of the typical problems that motorcyclists face: sand and stones, slippery manhole covers, or wet roads. The same can be said about light off-road. The Quandro 4 rear-wheel drive and single-cylinder engine with a capacity of 346 cubic of portable scooters. It is not designed for long trips, and the idea is that a person will use this model to get from the parking lot to the destination. The scooter has a convenient folding design that can transform in just a few movements. The indicators of speed and distance on one charge are unfortunately not disclosed. You can choose to drive the regulator on the steering wheel. There is an information display on which the charge level and speed are displayed. The car manufacturer Volkswagen is developing a two-seater compact air car called Hovercar with an original design. The movement of the flying car will be carried out on special magnetic roads. The lifting into the air occurs because of the use of repulsive forces of the magnetic field. The levitating vehicle will be controlled by means of a joystick. Hovercar will be equipped with an automatic accident prevention system. Also, the concept of wireless charging of an air car while driving is being developed. The project by Volkswagen was presented in Beijing, China as a virtual model. Together with Volkswagen, Chinese partners will take part in this implementation. What do you think about these vehicles? Would you like to have any of them? Write your opinion in the comments. The king of dwarf cars, Ernie Adams, loved the original 49 Mercury so much, he decided to build his own from scratch. The car, made famous originally by James Dean in his movie Rebel Without a Cause, soon became a household name. Adams made his first dwarf car in 1965 out of the metal from 9 different refrigerators cut into pieces, and has worked to improve his craft from that day on. Named Rebel Rouser, it took just over 5 years to build this dwarf car that looks like it came straight off a miniature factory line. Powered by a 1290cc Toyota motor and a Toyota drivetrain, this car can easily cruise at highway speeds and tops out at around 100 miles per hour. Everything except the mirrors and spotlights were hand-tooled by Adams with the utmost care. Everything on this car looks exactly like the original full-size version. It is a jet ski with wings. The Icon A5 is a stunning example of versatility. With actual landing gear and C-wing platforms, you have a landing pad on the ground as well as in the water. The versatility doesn't stop there either. The wings fold up, and the aircraft can be easily transported by a car-pulled trailer. The Icon A5 comes with a Rotax 912 IS Sport engine, supplying 100 horsepower to the aircraft. The A5 was made with a spin-resistant airframe, making it safer for a new pilot. Due to the engineering of the aircraft, in the case of a stall, the body resists spinning while maintaining manual control and descending at a safe rate. With room for 2 inside the cockpit, this aircraft makes the perfect vacation vehicle. It comes with quite a few little extras as well. There are storage compartments placed inside the C-wing platforms, as well as advanced running lights for maximum visibility. It even comes with a parachute system if the unthinkable happens. The A5 pricing starts at around $200,000.
Number 12.
Fishing trip during the day? No problem. Fishing trip at night? No problem. On the water camping? No problem. Boat party all day and all night? No problem. The Formula 430 All-Sports crossover is the envy of all watercraft because of its versatility. I mean, this thing has 32 cup holders. That's just amazing. Equipped with 4 Mercury 300 Verado outboard motors with the option to upgrade them to the 350 or 400 models, this boat will get you where you need to go with speed and style. The 430 ASC has a state-of-the-art navigation system built into the cockpit. It comes with full cabin accommodations, which are usually only included in closed bow vessels. It has 2 kitchens, one in the cabin and one under the canopy of the boat. For all the fishing fanatics, it comes with a pressurized live bait tank, a prep station for freshly caught fish, built-in storage for all your fishing tackle, and a 75-gallon fish box under the portside seat with refrigerator and freezer coils to keep the day's catch nice and cool. Pricing for this starts out at a cool $1 million.
Number 11.
The Aero X is a next-generation idea for mobility. Using tandem-ducted fans, it can achieve a max height of about 12 feet off of the ground. The fan blades are also enclosed in a shroud for added safety. The Aero X is about 15 feet long and about 7 feet wide and has the ability to carry 2 passengers. A naturally aspirated 3-rotor rotary engine powers the fixed-pitch carbon fiber fans and runs off automotive-grade fuel. The entire vehicle is made from carbon fiber, fiberglass composite, and Kevlar to ensure safety and strength. The design of the Aero X allows it to be piloted similarly to driving a motorbike. This allows for the movements to be intuitive while piloting a vehicle in 3 dimensions. The Stick helicopter is one of the lightest manned helicopters out there. Measuring just over 20 feet long, the Mosquito Air delivers performance, reliability, and ease of flight. The Mosquito is made up of aircraft-grade aluminum to maximize weight savings without reducing strength or safety. The entire engine package only weighs 70 pounds, increasing the weight savings even further. The main rotor is controlled from a floor-mounted joystick and a control mixer. The tail rotor is controlled by foot pedals. The compact 64-horsepower engine allows the Mosquito to hit max speeds of up to 70 miles an hour while consuming 5 gallons of fuel each hour. The maximum range is 60 miles, and its normal cruising speed is 55 miles an hour. While flying is normally an expensive hobby, the Mosquito makes it a little cheaper, costing only $20,000. It has been around since the 60s and has been making waves ever since. The world's original and longest producing manufacturer of all-wheel drive motorcycles, Rokon has been delivering performance for longer than some of their riders have been alive. The Trailbreaker has unmatched versatility for work or recreational activities due to its lightweight design, wide tires for any terrain, and a high ground clearance for driving over obstacles, V for short. The vehicle is completely electric and has no mechanical connections to the propulsion, steering, or brake systems. Instead, the driver relies on control inputs being converted to electrical signals and transmitted by wire to the motors in the vehicle. The MRV is driven by 4 independent wheel modules called E-corners. Each wheel can be rotated 180 degrees on its steering axis. You could literally drive 100% sideways and parallel park your car downtown. Here is the adrenaline junkie's best friend out on the water. With its design similar to a crazy mashup of a fish and a fighter jet, the looks won't be the only thing that grabs your attention. Semi-submersible, the Sea Breacher is capable of diving down under the surface of the water and rapidly rising upward, breaching through the surface. The clear acrylic canopy allows the pilot and passenger a clear view of everything above and around them. A second underwater viewport gives you vision of everything underneath you as well. Unlike conventional watercraft, the Sea Breacher operates more like an aircraft with control over pitch, roll, and yaw. This allows the vessel to carve left and right, jump over or dive under waves, and even do barrel rolls on the water. The Sea Breacher was designed with self-righting weight distribution. The wing and engine weight is all located low in the vessel, so even if you find yourself upside down, you'll quickly roll around to right side up. Pricing on this one starts out at around $80,000. An expedition to the Arctic Circle, you might want to bring this tank of a vehicle with you. The Arctos evacuation craft was originally made for offshore oil rigs in the Arctic in case anything ever went wrong, but it has since been used in many different rescue fashions. The Arctos evacuation craft can carry over 50 passengers on board and can traverse many different types of terrain. The craft gave up wheels for a track system, not only to increase mobility, but also to increase passenger seating by eliminating all the extra components that come with a standard drivetrain. It's futuristic, and it flies. The Blackfly is another breakthrough innovation in personal flight. The future is now, and with enough luck, flying vehicles will be everyone's mode of transportation. Being all electric, the Blackfly causes no emissions during use. Not only that, but it comes with a vertical takeoff and landing system so you can get up in the air and back down on the ground, even with limited space to maneuver. It also has cruise control if you'd rather stare out the window and just enjoy the ride. Aerodynamic knowledge was still new, and the Art Deco style was everywhere. Worley Ray Courtney took a 1930 Henderson Streamline Model KJ motorcycle and designed and handcrafted an aerodynamic shell that encased the entire motorcycle. The upgrades he made to the motorcycle didn't stop just at the stunning design. It featured 10-inch wheels and high-profile balloon tires sourced from the aircraft industry to give it a silky smooth ride. The modified chassis included hydraulic brakes and a modified Henderson KJ fork in front, and a modern powered glider built for one has to be one of the most stylish ways to get around. With a jet engine powering the glider from takeoff, after adequate altitude is achieved, the engine is turned off, and it can be flown as an unpowered glider. It's only 7 feet long, but has a wingspan of 32 feet. You pilot the glider from a prone position at the center. Turning is as simple as shifting your weight and using a few handles to control the rudder. Underneath where you lay, there's a jet engine with considerable separation from the walls of the engine pod in order to permit better cooling and prevent excessive fire risk. Most of the glider is made from fiber-reinforced plastic with a wooden skeleton, making the thing rather light, weighing only 150 pounds. The glider can reach speeds up to 75 miles an hour and has a passenger weight limit around 110 pounds.
Freddy HD Mini Wi-Fi. You're looking at a tiny portable camera. At first sight, it doesn't even look like a surveillance device, and that's what makes it perfect. The Freddy HD Mini Wi-Fi doesn't need to be connected to a power outlet, so you can place it literally anywhere. The footage from the camera is displayed on a smartphone or other similar device via Wi-Fi. Companies failed because their glasses were ugly or uncomfortable. That's why they focused on the design when developing focal smart glasses. They look like the most ordinary glasses. A stranger wouldn't even notice that this is a smart device. If you take a closer look, you can see a projector on the inside of the frame. It displays the image on the glass, which is reflected directly on the iris. These cameras record everything you do. The problem is that they're very difficult to spot because they're very carefully concealed. Spot-worthy that spy finder, but this problem can be easily solved. As a matter of fact, for any kind of phone calls. Unfortunately, we can't always choose. Hello everyone. Today we those who have trouble waking up. When the time comes, usually after having done some exercise. Wi-Fi and GPS. This has an information panel similar to a the owner can create with them the design they prefer.
हे गाइस वेलकम बैक टू आवर चैनल टिकॉल विद कैब। गाइस आज की ये वीडियो बहुत ही कमाल। फर्स्ट वन इज मोटरिंग। सो गाइस ऐसे कि मोबाइल पे जिस भी पर्सन का यूज करते हैं, लेकिन पावर बैंक को भी चार्ज करना पड़ता है। सो इंट्रोड्यूसिंग लाइट सिल्वर पोर्टेबल चार्जर, जो एक सोलर चार्जर है जिसमें इनबिल्ट बैटरी अवेलेबल है कि सन के एनर्जी से चार्ज के साइज में उनसे बहुत मतलब कि इसे ओपन करने के लिए पहले आपको फिंगर जिसे आप घंटों हेडफोन को बिना किसी हीटिंग इशू के यूज कर सकते हो। रिलेटेड काम को इसलिए
The Chinese company Yihong wants to show the world that drones can do a lot more than taking aerial footage. Introducing Yihong 184, a one-passenger drone which can carry up to 100 kilograms of payload and cruise at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour. The Yihong is an electric AAV with 25 minutes of flight time, designed to fly at 3,500 meters above sea level, making it ideal for medium to short distance transportation. Being an autonomous aircraft, any person can fly it. You just need to select your desired location on Google Maps and it will take you there. And in case of emergency situations, the EHong 184 will be piloted from Command and Control Center and help you land safely at the nearest possible jointly promote and introduce the 184 in its program of transforming Dubai into the smartest city in the world. Permit to fly as an ultralight aircraft from German aviation authorities in February 2016. Flight time. The company is hoping that within a decade, automakers will have advanced the development of electric batteries to the point that Project Zero will travel for around 100 minutes. But for now, the company is currently working on a hybrid version of the engine, combining electric with diesel to extend the flight range to as much as an hour. Feel to an airplane. The vehicle has maximum road speed of 160 kilometers an hour and a flight speed of 200 kilometers per hour. The Aeromobile 3.0 is still a prototype, but the company says there are main features that are likely to be incorporated into the final product. Designed to satisfy the most demanding customers, PAL V Liberty is a three-wheeler flying car which can reach 100 miles per hour on the ground and can be switched between driving mode and flying mode in 5 to 10 minutes. The top speed of 112 miles per hour. If you want to buy one of these, it is
not.
Hi, this is Sid and Asim from Radio 4 and we are really excited. Imagine 12 is the first.
It's amazing. It has lots and lots of facilities.
There's something called Ride, which I'm assuming is headlines. Agar aapko I'm number 8, the 8th person to be inside it. And why is he the number 1? Because it's going very fast.
It is good to be connecting the seats. Everybody should be sitting on seats here, not standing
Outside on the waiting for any window seats.
The sphere is now spinning.
We take a quick look at some of the newest and strangest engines out there. We take a quick look at some of the new of a 2-liter gas turbo engine with the torque and efficiency of a diesel engine. Now for me, I'm a little bit skeptical on the design and its reliability. And there are quite a few new types of engines which are also combining the advantages of both diesel and gas powertrains. The VC turbo will likely be used in Infiniti cars within the next couple of years. At number 6, the Circle Cycle engine. One of the weirdest conceptions out there is an orbital non-reciprocating engine. It has no block, crankshaft, or even valves, so this thing is definitely weird. Instead, it uses combustion chambers which are mounted on 2 different gears. These chambers join together and they create the combustion stroke. And then they disengage completely, which negates the needs for valves. Now, currently there are 2 prototype engines, and it's pretty impressive to see something like this actually running. Let's just hope the gears stay aligned to prevent catastrophic failure. At number 5, the quasi-turbine. I promised to present weird engines, and this one is certainly weird. It's yet another rotary-style engine which has been in the works for some time. The design appears to be a little bit too complex, and it uses a deformable hybrid rotor. This could potentially allow for higher compression ratios, but I'm still a little bit skeptical on its efficiency and lifespan. Either way, it's a neat little engine design which has been already tested through a couple of applications, and ultimately, it's turning out to work better as a steam and air motor, with several variants already on the market. A little bit, and technically this is called a Hall thruster. 2X3 can generate over 5 newtons of thrust, which may not seem much, but it is the highest of any ionic plasma thruster to date. It can also run continuously for 100 hours, which may lead the X3 into the record books. Compression and spark ignition. Now, it works by compressing the fuel and air mixture to the So ultimately the ignition is very controlled and it combines the efficient 6-piston engine, produces over 270 horsepower and 480 foot-pounds of torque. It's a gasoline compression ignition engine, so it has no spark plugs, and it features 2 pistons per cylinder chamber. Now it allegedly achieves 37 miles per gallon, and I'm interested in seeing how much this engine's going to weigh in the end. It's intended to be used in the F-150 series of trucks, and the concept is not entirely new. The 3-cylinder 6-piston engine produces over 270 horsepower and 480 foot-pounds of torque. It's a gasoline compression ignition engine, so it has no spark plugs, and it features 2 pistons per cylinder chamber. Now it allegedly achieves 37 miles per gallon, and I'm interested in seeing how much this engine's going to weigh in the end. It's intended to be used in the F-150 series of trucks, and there have already been multiple variants being tested. At number 1, the liquid piston, and no, it's not what you think. It turns inside this triangular housing, with the seals being stationary at the apexes of the triangular frame. The company claims that this is more efficient than the Wankel engine because the shifting geometry of its internal cavities lets it extract most of the energy of the exhaust gases before voiding them. Now, they ultimately claim that a 4-pound liquid piston can produce the same amount of horsepower as a 40-pound Wankel engine. We'll just need confirmation on that. But I just wonder how long the engine actually lasts for. That's the question here. So once again, thanks for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe to my channel.
The cubely takes its name from a combination of the English word cube and the Swiss German diminutive Li, indicating something of small motor, motor controllers, inertial velocity of the reaction wheels. Based on these estimates, reaction torques is similar to the one. In addition, the momentum wheels can rotate at very high angular velocities and build up sufficient angular momentum. A rapid braking of the wheel allows it to do 2 subsequent jump-up maneuvers.
The electric motor has been around since the 1800s. Starting at number 5, the Magnumatics motor. I want to start off with something that's a little bit different. So this motor incorporates rings of permanent magnets that rotate. There is no contact between these rings, and an outside field is produced by the stationary winding. Called the pseudo-electric axial in a radial motor is that the flux is
I find there are many different ways when you see gadgets. They're small or they could be large. It is a world of wonder. There's some brilliant people out there. And we've seen some of their work. Oh, this is amazing. There we are.
So a radio produces flux radially in relation to its rotor, where an axial produces flux axially. So it's a little bit different setup. So what does this all mean? Well, radial motors are commonly used today and are well understood, but axial motors can carry higher power densities, and they can be tricky to build. But Yasa has solved many of the manufacturing issues associated with axial motors. Their motors are yokeless and have segmented armature topology. This allows a capability of 10 kilowatts per kilogram, which is really impressive. And this will ultimately help make electric vehicles lighter and even more efficient. We just need the ultracapacitor to replace the battery. At number 3, the Evo axial motor. Avid makes some of the most powerful and efficient axial flux motors. They are yet another company which has overcome the manufacturing issues associated with the axial flux design. Their Evo incorporates permanent magnets with 2 stators, which allows for a wide speed range. The Evo is liquid cooled by conventional water glycol, so no extra pumps or heat exchangers are needed. Ultimately, the Evo motors are scalable, and they can be primarily used for electric vehicles and generators. We finally get to number 2 and look at the next generation warp drive module. But actually, it's the Festo Supra motor concept. Festo is one of the few companies out there which is working on a holy grail type of motor. This drive makes use of superconductors, which exhibit zero electrical resistance, and they can exhibit strong magnetic fields. It is a high torque, low speed motor, which would likely be used for robotics and industrial use. As you probably have already known, superconductors need to be cryogenically cooled, so this concept is challenging. Maybe even a little bit impractical. But hey, if we ever do make superconductors which can run at high temperatures, it would be a complete revolution to the motor world. We finally get to number 1 and look at the Magnax axial motor. Yes, I am obsessed with the axial design, but this one is one of the most powerful and efficient motors out there. On paper, this design can deliver 15 kilowatts per kilogram. It utilizes 100% of its coil windings, so the end product is a motor which is completely scalable from a few inches to several meters in size. Magnax claims that this motor can run in direct drive and even in parallel with other motors, but they can also be used in anything from electric cars to wind turbines. So there you have it. There's a list of some of the best electric motors out there. And if I missed one, just make sure to let me know in the comments section. So once again, thanks for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe to my channel.
TechJoint presents 5 fastest robots in the world. Number 5, Sub 1. The Sub 1 was the brainchild of the German technological company known as Infineon. The robot has a sphere-like frame with 6 arms extending inward at different angles. The robot features a microcontroller, which enables the arms to have physical movement. The machine deducts and problem solves thanks to specifically designed microchips and camera sensors, which are capable of completing specified tasks at lightning speed. Infineon first showcased Sub 1's ability to quickly solve a Rubik's Cube puzzle at the Electronica Trade Fair in Munich. As spectators watched, the robot solved the puzzle in 0.637 seconds, which is a new Guinness World Record. The fastest recorded time for a human solving the puzzle is 4.74 seconds. Number 4, MIT Cheetah. The robot was designed and constructed by researchers from MIT with funding from the U.S. Department of Defense's Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. The large rectangular body of the machine contains 12 lightweight but powerful motors and microchips containing algorithms which regulate physical movement and the amount of force each of the robot's 4 legs exerts while walking, running, and jumping. The robot and video game-like controller also contains specially designed sensors. An onboard computer gathers data from each sensor and relays the information to the motors. Cheetah and the controller use battery power. With batteries fully charged, at top speed, the Cheetah runs at 29.2 miles per hour, 47 kilometers per hour, and jumps over obstacles 16 inches tall. The team at MIT believes that the technology has many real-world applications. The robot can carry equipment for the military. The robot might also be used for search and rescue missions. Number 3, Raptor. The voracious velociraptors, popularized by the Jurassic Park movies, served as the inspiration for the Robot Raptor, created by the Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology's MSC lab in South Korea. The robot has 2 actuated legs that resemble those of the reptile. Each leg functions through the use of a single motor. The legs are also designed with an Achilles tendon-like shock-absorbing system. The carbon fiber epoxy composite feet resemble the flexible, slender prosthetic legs used by amputees. A spinning lever attached to the right side of what might be considered the hip region of the robot functions as a stabilizing tail. In motion, the robot is capable of running at speeds that exceed 28.5 miles per hour, 46 kilometers per hour. Currently, the device is tethered to the power and control unit. However, the research team hopes to upgrade the robot to enable free roaming ability. Number 2, Robot Arm. Researchers from École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne in Switzerland created the robotic arm to mimic human appearance and motion. Strategically placed cameras enable the robot to detect objects moving in its direction. The onboard computer calculates the trajectory of each object and regulates the arm's movement in response. The arm measures 1.5 meters in length and has 3 joints, along with a hand and 4 jointed fingers. The team taught the robot to catch by manually guiding the arm in the appropriate direction when an object was thrown. The computer software retains the information, which enables the device to quickly react to data changes. Each movement takes a mere 0.05 of a second. In video demonstrations, the robot capably grabs and clutches each object at record speed. The robot arm designers believe that similar devices might be used as a safety device to protect humans from falling objects. Number 1, Outrunner. A research team from Robotics Unlimited and led by Sebastian Cotton created the unique Outrunner robot. The company is affiliated with the Florida Institute for Human and Machine Cognition. The robot stands under 2 feet in height and weighs approximately 3 pounds. The body of the machine is black and closely resembles Pac-Man from archaic game fame. On either side of the body is a motor and processing unit. 3 legs extend from each rotating motor. The robot functions via radio control, but the team plans on creating an app so they can operate the device using mobile devices and Wi-Fi signals. The little robot runs on alternating feet and achieves speeds up to 20 miles per hour. Outrunner continues running for up to 2 hours on a single charge of the battery. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave
你好，大众自招用户怪盗 Duck 520，没错。 真的起来了，这上面感觉怎么样？
They didn't want to be interviewed. I don't know why, but check out, I'm sure they got a website, G. Smith Motorsports. That is so cool, man.
Taking them from doorstep to destination in a fraction.
And here it runs. Oh, dude, that is a...
Within a few short years, it may be possible for thousands of people to use the Skycar for nearly all of their mid to long distance travel, taking them from doorstep to destination in a fraction of the time it takes them today.
pentru duptul, seri verificați sistemul 10 secunde. Sunt Octonul, am înțeles 111. 111 pentru duptul, permiteți decolarea. Ai liber pentru decolare 111.
The trusty repair stand there, so let's get started and take off this front wheel and front brake. This is just an old school quick release, not a through axle or anything fancy. This was a $1,000 bike at REI. There we go. Okay, there's two 5mm bolts that hold this guy on. Just going to remove them both. But don't discard them, and keep the washers in the order that they're in, because we are going to keep those same washers on our new brakes. And we're also going to keep this adapter here and use it on the rear. There's our adapter. And there's our bolt. And you can see that the washers are stacked in a particular order, and that's important. That's how you will adjust it to fit around the new brake. So don't misplace those. And they are different lengths too. So the shorter one is on the bottom on this side. There's also this wire management here, so we're going to take this off, or cable management I should say, or hydraulic line management, however you want. A smart person would figure out the exact length of the old cable and then mark on this. Should be able to pull that whole one L, and the L stands for large. They also make them in a smaller size. But anyway, I thought they were pretty cool, and I do dig them. I mean, they have a little bit of flex to them. And now you'll need this goofy Shimano tool, really only good for this one task. It's kind of posturing your hand in the right way so that you're not leaning way back and putting all that strain on your wrist. So you want it to be fairly flat. We can get to that detail a little bit later. I do wish they made them in all black, because it does look a little goofy on this particular bike to have them gray with black. But what can you do? You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, right? Rubbing alcohol, that's what we have here. Good cleaning. All the way around on both sides. Tighten the torque wrench until you hear the click. Which is that little bit of rub. So right now this one's perfectly centered. So let's move to the rear and do this all over again. And then once you have your rotors spinning like this without any of that clanging shishing noise, then you know you've got it centered really well. You can finish setting your bolts and keep testing it like that. And you know you got it perfect when it rotates backwards with the weight of the reflector pulling it down. Worth noting too, the bracket from the front for the 180, where it says up, actually points down, at least on my bike, to get it to line up appropriately with the rotor. So next step after we seat these brake pads is to put on a motor and battery and turn this into an e-bike, which is going to make it even more fun. We're going to start by backing off these bolts on this arm, and these are tight. And they're equally tight on each side, so you got to loosen one a little bit. And you can use any hammer that you have laying around. This is one of my old ones, but if that's not enough muscle, you can always grab a little mini sledge. I think I'll start with the mini sledge. I've got a piece of wood I'm going to place between. Lots of things are. Okay, we're ready to install the BBS HD. That's the 1,000-watt killer machine. And it just slides into our bottom bracket, like so. You can grab this bracket, and it does have little teeth on one side. The other side has indentations. You want the teeth last, because the idea is actually to get this tight to the frame and square, and then you can adjust its depth. This is the magnet. You can see it grabs onto things pretty well. It's just two pieces twisted together. Slide it over your spoke, and then tighten this down over the top of it. We just want one that's closer to this side of the frame than the other, and we'll tighten it on and just do it hand tight for now. Looks like this that has this up. Now let's turn our attention to the bars here. One of the things we need to mount, of course, is the display, and attached to the display is that control switch. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is snap these guys over. That's what keeps it firm. But to get that magnet to stick to the end of that plastic piece there, I'm actually going to use some glue. I'm going to put it on the back of that, stick it to this guy, and wait for that hardware, and they even put some Loctite on it for it, like as you can. on the shifter. Through the cap, into the tube, gear seems to be performing pretty well. All right, for business. Now I'm going to slide this little wire cap on to the end of this guy to keep it from fraying. Oh, it's already starting to fray. And I'll just crimp it into place with a pair of pliers. And zip ties are easy to read. There's a little bit of a gap there. I didn't want any of the wires that are bundled together to be touching the bottom of the motor because they, this is the wheel diameter, so that's supposed to be a W and a D there. And I have it set at 27, which is my wheel's diameter. One of my last steps here is going to be to get rid of the uncomfortable seat and replace it with the seat from my old e-bike. So it's got a different diameter tube here. So I got this from King Creek, which is an adapter that allows me to insert, to remove the crank arm on this side. And this is just loosen that guy up and you're done. So that's where it's touching the table versus the inside of the chain ring. It's about, I'd say more like 8 millimeters. And you're about 17 millimeters of offset. Any gap at all, which is just perfect for me. 37 out of 8? Not even in the first yet. Good Lord. That's about all I can get out of it.
This is the Urban X Smart Electric Wheel, and it is the only difference between your existing bike and a fully functional electric bike. By simply replacing the front wheel of the bike you already own, it will turn into an electric bike and take your cycling to the next level. It flattens out the hills and beats down any headwinds. It shortens the distance by making it faster and getting to your destination without breaking a sweat. Urban X electric wheel fits any size and type of bike, either V-brake or disc brake, so you can enjoy the benefits of an electric bike while keeping the bike you already have. It comes in either throttle version or pedal assist version. The choice is yours. All the components, including motor, battery, and other electronics, are well contained within the wheel. Just a few steps of quick installation and a new electric bike is ready to ride. We've engineered an app that lets you choose whether or not to use its features like distance and speed tracking, battery life readouts, and ride mapping. If those aren't for you, then enjoy the wheel free from any device. The innovative detachable battery makes it possible to extend your range instantly, while the built-in USB outlet can keep your phone or other devices always charged. Want to start biking to work? Urban X helps you arrive fresh without breaking a sweat. Want to ride but facing health conditions or aging issues? Urban X eliminates all these obstacles to help you run your daily errands. Want to spend more time outdoors? You can now ride without worrying about upslopes or long distances. With speed of up to 20 miles per hour and the ability to travel up to 30 miles with one single battery, your venture can take you further. Urban X is all about fun, recreation, freedom, and accessibility. Our dream is to kickstart the bike revolution and make cycling popular again. You can be part of it. Together, let's make it happen.
The device is placed on the bottom of the bicycle near the pedals, while the main block, which includes the motor and the battery, is placed on the frame of the bicycle. It's very easy to disassemble, for example, if you're afraid someone might steal it. The function of the device is to make pedaling easier. The torsion moment passes to the rear wheel through a special roller, and the device starts to work the moment you start pedaling. As soon as the rider stops pedaling, for example, when he's descending from a hill, the device automatically switches off. This small gadget weighs 1.9 pounds and is controlled using buttons on the handlebars. In addition, it can be controlled through the smartphone with a special application that's synchronized with the block via Bluetooth. Weight of the device. The wheel weighs much more than usual, between 11 and 18 pounds. The power of the engine is 500 watts though, which provides a top speed of 20 miles per hour in just 6 seconds. The removable lithium-ion batteries installed in the device allow traveling up to 19 miles without recharging and without pedaling, or up to 50 miles when using the pedals. In addition, the batteries are compact, enough to carry a spare and to be changed when necessary. The wheel also has a USB connector that allows you to recharge your smartphone or any other gadget. Despite all these advantages, this device is not cheap and costs $995. Bike trainer. This isn't exactly a gadget, but it can turn a normal bike into a static bike. The special design, which secures the rear wheel, allows the user to pedal while being in one place, providing a complete. The wheel also has a USB connector that allows you to recharge your smartphone or any other gadget. Despite all these advantages, this device is not cheap and costs $995. Bike trainer. This isn't exactly a gadget, but it can turn a normal bike into a static bike. The special design, which secures the rear wheel, allows the user to pedal while being in one place, providing a complete workout at home. Unlike many analogs, the device not only allows its owners to stay in shape even in the winter when you can't use a bicycle on the street, but is also capable of generating power. A small battery located in the back of the bike transforms and collects the mechanical energy of the wheel's rotation. After the workout, the battery can be removed and used as a charger for the smartphone or laptop. Among other things, the creators of this device decided to make the training process more fun. They offer virtual reality goggles to experience a realistic bike ride. You can buy this unusual device for $500. Ride Air. This compact pressed air pump is ideal for the road when you don't want or have the opportunity to spend time inflating the tires. It's an aluminium air cylinder with a capacity of 22 ounces, which can withstand pressures up to 21 bar. The device is equipped with a built-in display, thanks to which the user can monitor the current state of the pressure in the tank. The pump must be preloaded at a gas station or bicycle store using a special valve, but if necessary, it can also be done with a conventional hand pump, although this will take longer. Thanks to its shape, you can easily attach the device to the water holder on the frame or put it in a backpack, and it only takes a few seconds to inflate the tire. The amount of air in the pump is enough for 2 uses, after which it must be refilled. According to the creators, this invention can also be used to inflate sports equipment or toys. This gadget costs $60. Loop wheel. This unusual wheel is made of a composite carbon material that's been thoroughly modified and tested, and also has increased stability and reliability. Inside this wheel is a twisted suspension spring with a special configuration, which is fastened to the sleeve and axes using connecting elements. Thanks to this, you will be provided with comfortable driving on any roads. Today, the company produces 20-inch wheels for folding bicycles. The company also has plans to create wheels for wheelchairs and mountain bikes. The minimum price for such a unique wheel is $578. Ceramic bearings with steel casing allow spinning the gadget for 3 minutes or more. Another cool feature of this gadget is that it's versatile, and you can create many combinations of different colors and forms. Every detail comes in 10 colors, which allows you to create more than 1,000 amazing combinations. For true spinner fans, there are cool add-ons that will help you to perform more interesting tricks. You can buy this colored toy for $12. The Fidget Flipper. This simple and compact gadget was created for those who love clicking a pen in order to think better. Simple things.
This is Eva. Eva is the first smart shower that saves water. To use Eva, all you do is take a normal shower. The app even tracks.
Love hiking. Being out. Seriously?
Yep. You up with you wherever you go. We even have guys running marathons in them.
The nifty solution, the bodyguard. Law enforcement. The laser-sighted camera, flashlight, GPS, all are great tools for cops. The hard shell can come in handy too. What is this bump for?
One, it protects you. So if I were to stab you with a knife right now, where would your hand go? So if I had a knife and I started doing this, you actually have a shield here.
Right, okay. But it's the new way Dave devised to use a defensive stunner that really brought attention to his multitasking glove. The LA County Sheriff's Technology Exploration Unit has expressed interest in several features of the bodyguard and plans to field test the device in the near future.
15. In 2000, this is free. On your screen instantly. Free brings us back to a more direct interaction with the world around us, in part by freeing us to use one of our most personal skills, handwriting. Free's sophisticated optical tracking engine can trace anyone's handwriting on nearly any surface to an incredible level of accuracy. There has never been anything like it. Amazing. But let me take it from here. Your screen, making it much harder for someone to steal your identity.
Free is a minimal and classic design with a unique ergonomic shape so that the touch display naturally faces you and you can simply select different functions.
Sound without the wires. Simple to use, with just a single touch for calls and a long touch for Siri.
Siri, take me to the gym.
With 2 onboard microphones for active noise cancellation, you can make calls or FaceTime with crystal clear sound. Dot features the latest Bluetooth technology and can wirelessly connect with up to 8 devices. From working out to watching your favorite movie or both. Dot is sweat resistant and weighs only 3 grams, specifically designed to stay in your ear. Focus on your workout without being
Unbelievably, different amounts from the same capsules can create completely diverse scents. The capsules are very affordable.
This is Nitric Cube, the 7-minute power bank for smartphones.
Ever before. Work more quickly as a group. Whether you're all in the same room or thousands of miles away, connected by the internet. And of course, you can keep and share what you create. Setup is easy. Download the app and pair GoTouch with your smartphone or Windows PC. Connect it to your TV or projector and start creating.
Our team
sugar bushes.
Okay, Vinci. Sounds like I need to visit a specialized flower shop. Are there any nearby?
Is it?
To life. To create a better mocha can, light performance has been significantly improved. Help us to make it a reality.
We think the biggest problems with headphones are that they block your natural hearing, and you have to carry them with you, putting them on and taking them off, when all you really want is just to be able to make a call or listen to music. We've solved this problem with a completely new type of virtually invisible earbud, which combines high-quality speakers for sparkling trebles and vibrating elements for rich, deep bass. This means you get amazing sound that augments your natural hearing, but when Hi isn't playing anything, you don't even notice it's there. Plus, the fact that we've put all the supporting electronics behind your ear means that we've managed to cram in 5 times the battery power of other leading hearables, so you can listen day after day before recharging. All-day wear means that you can check the weather, monitor your well-being, set reminders, or search the web with voice commands, and most importantly, expand your ability to enjoy
And extend your battery life to 4 hours for power. It can turn your of Alpha S.
I'd like to introduce you to a pair of completely different wireless headphones. We think the biggest problems with headphones are that they block your natural hearing, and you have to carry them with you, putting them on and taking them off, when all you really want is just to be able ever having to take your phone out of your pocket. Plus, we're working
screen cleaner, an external 16-gigabyte flash memory drive, and a power bank phone charger with a built-in universal plug to charge all iPhone and micro USB devices, including Android phones. Or pen clip side up for Android phones. Backers who order the first 500 pieces of charger.
Honesty, if you want to.
Everyone loves a look into the future of cars. And in today's automotive world, there seems to be fierce competition between internal combustion engines and electric motor-powered cars, which are becoming more accepted as reality, with high electric performance numbers that match or rival their combustion engine-powered predecessors. Not to mention zero emissions from electric cars. With today's selection of the two, which one would you choose? From concept supercars to cars of the future that don't even have a steering wheel, we take a look at 10 cars that you'll see. Fiber frame is one of the light and 0 to 60 achieved in a ridiculous and hydrogen. It's an all-electric level 4 autonomous vehicle that actually won't be for sale to the public. You might, however, see this car all over as it's rolled out as the car is an exercise in beauty, and while a floating center console stretches from the front all the way to the rear. Less luxury are what the BMW M8 Grand Coupe concept is all about. Pounds of torque, which is channeled to all 4 wheels through a rear-based all-wheel drive. Is insulated until 2021. We hope you enjoyed the video.